Within the IBL program, there's no opportunity for global travel as such, but I would say a lot of the roles do work with global teams. So you definitely do get to work with people from all different countries. And so if you were to stay at GSK, then you might have some really good connections overseas. I was having a chat to one of my buddies in France this morning, actually. But on the FLP program, which is a separate program, there has in previous years been a built-in international rotation, but unfortunately we're not taking any FLPs on for next year, and that's just because we have already a lot in the system and we really want to focus on their development and not spread ourselves too thin. So in terms of international rotations as an IBL, there is unfortunately no opportunity to travel overseas, but that being said, I don't think any of us have an opportunity to travel overseas in the next 12 months because of COVID. But you definitely have the opportunity to work globally. Yes, I hope, does that answer the question? I'll give everybody a chance to answer this because I'm sure we're all super, super proud, but it's definitely for me, the people and the opportunities. So the people at GSK are just incredible, and they really take you on like your babies for the year. They don't treat you like babies, but they care for you like babies. They want to help you in every single way. There was a point last year where the only time of my year where I was really fully stressed is because I had so many cool opportunities coming up because everybody wanted me to get in on their projects. And I mean, last year, just personally, even as a worker, with GSK, I did 5 fun runs, went to the footy, went to the aquarium, had drinks there, had a few dinners with the team, played tennis on the weekend with some of the crew. Some of them help supported by the business financially, but others just because you make so many great mates. And the fact that our IBL program is 12 months long is probably a lot different to other internships and will allow you to grow far more than any other internship. And the fact that we have so many as well means that you can create such an incredible bunch of friends. So myself and the 28 IBLs that are in my office, I know that once restrictions are eased, they're the first people that I'm seeing over my schoolmates and my footy mates and that kind of thing, because really we are a really tight-knit family. But I guess to the rest of the crew who are still here, if any have dropped off, that's completely fine. But why would you say GSK over other companies? Bridget, you answered this at the very start, but I'm happy for you to rehash that answer. So I'll start with you, Bridget, actually, just to rehash your answer.
Sure. I think you touched on it. It's for sure the people. So as I mentioned earlier, I moved up from Victoria to New South Wales. I didn't really know anyone. And I think the people are really what made the move way easier. I established like a work mum. I had people that helped me in every aspect of trying to figure out what suburb I wanted to live in, to like places to go out, like activities I could do on the weekend. I think the people really make a company, and I know everyone says that and it sounds really cliche, but everyone I've spoken to in GSK who have worked for other companies have all said the one thing that keeps us showing up to work every day is the fact that we genuinely like the people that we work with. Like, it's a genuine friendship. I care about what they do on the weekend. I care about what's going on in their personal life. Like, it's not just a working relationship. And I think that makes showing up to work, 5 days a week, way, way easier.
And that's made working from home so much better because we already have such a great culture in the office. So, I mean, it translates to a great culture here. But if you're in a massive company, you did an internship at a big banking firm, for example, no hate on them at all, but you would probably only know your direct team. And so when you go to work from home, it would be much harder. But because we know everybody already and it's great, it makes it easier. Connor, what do you think makes GSK the standout for you? If Connor's not here, that's cool. I'll go to Lauren. Are you still here? Or did she duck off as well?
No, I'm here.
Oh, well, cool.
I think this is all just going to be us repeating each other, but it's just so true. Absolutely the culture and the people. I can't personally speak for other pharmaceutical companies, but GSK is absolutely amazing. A really good flat structure. So like it was touched on before, we feel so comfortable going to our senior leadership team, our GMs, and just having a chat with them. we've got quite a unique situation in New Zealand where we actually co-located our farmer side and our consumer side are all in the one building. So that's a really important thing for us to do. We share facilities. I know all the people on the consumer side, which is quite unique as well. And yeah, we all hang out, have lunch together, after work drinks. It's just an awesome, really awesome thing. And I don't know if you can see, this is my lanyard here, but we've got a Spectrum GSK logo. So inclusive. I love a little bit bragging to my friends about it, but GSK is just such an inclusive workplace. You can really bring your full self to work, and yeah, it's just an awesome place.
Yes, please, 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 if you haven't already, jump onto the Great Australia, Great New Zealand website and check out our diversity section. This was a major part of my role last year, is helping to increase the diversity and inclusion of what is already an incredibly diverse and inclusive environment. But we do so much amazing work. I could talk about this for hours and hours and hours, but honestly, some of the work that GSK does is phenomenal. So please, please go and watch a couple of videos there and read about that. Renee, are you still here? And can you tell us about why you love GSK?
I think for me, a really important thing is like a good sense of personal well-being. And I think that is really highlighted in GSK, so I'm Abbotsford, Victoria in Australia. So we're Metro Melbourne under lockdown again. And it's encouraged, if you need it, to take an hour to just have no meetings and go outside and do something that's going to help relax you and bring you back down to earth, get that stress out of your head and just promote that good well-being. Or if you want to take some leave and have an extra long weekend because you want to go do something away from work, that's encouraged. You're never made to feel that your well-being is less and your work and how much work you do is higher up. They're very much on the same level. If your well-being is not as good as it can be, the company does not want you to try and do work and then instead of being up here in both regards, you're way down low, stressed out, you're not doing your work as effectively as you want to do, you don't want to be working. No, GSK is under no circumstances wanting to push you ahead and leave your well-being way behind. We have this thing called E for P, Energy for Performance, and it's the way that the company recognizes that if your energy levels aren't high and your personal well-being is not high, you're not going to want to work and you're not going to do that much for them. You're going to want to stay in bed and not come to work. So they are very much here to promote your well-being, give you all the resources they can so you feel good in yourself and about yourself and you want to come to work before they push you to do any sort of work. So that's something that's really important to me, and I'm glad that the company definitely meets my expectations about promoting good well-being and being happy about your workplace and being happy in your workplace.
Absolutely. Every Wednesday from 2:00 is screen-free time, meeting-free time at the moment. So yeah, you can have a call with one of your mates during that time, go out for a walk, for a run. There's a steps challenge, so the people who get the most steps get some additional annual leave. Last year, I wanted to go to New Zealand to run a marathon because the team encouraged me to pick up running during my year, and they just gave me a couple of days off at the end of my trip so that I could enjoy life in New Zealand as well. So yeah, 100%. Everyone wants to see you happy, healthy, and achieve your personal goals, because it also makes you more interesting to talk about on Monday after your weekend, when people know that you've been able to achieve good stuff because you still have energy on your weekends and you're not just in bed all weekend because you're knackered from a busy week at work. So great answer, everybody. Thank you. Do you think that was perhaps like working cross-functionally or moving within teams as for roles and things?
Definitely a bit of both, but particularly the functions, I think, was the idea.
Cool. Yeah. So every team works pretty cross-functionally, I would say, because we're all one big team at GSK, and obviously teamwork makes the dream work, as they say. But a lot of IBLs last year who did stay on moved roles. So the person who was in Renee's role before her, Nikki, she's now in the clinical trials team. So she's still made a move within science. I've come from HR to recruitment, which is again similar. We had the specialty care IBL, one of Bridget's mates, Caitlin, actually, she went into the field force. So she became a sales rep after her year. And so for IBLs, there is definitely the opportunity to move into different teams. And within your year, even more so, you get the opportunity to work with different teams. So last year in HR being a support function, and all of the support functions, for that matter, like comms or supply chain or procurement, those kind of teams, they support the entire business. So it's important for them to work with all of their stakeholders and know everybody. So I did lots of work last year with the comms team. We worked quite hand in hand, but also some of the different marketing teams when they needed a hand as well. So I'd say people definitely move a lot internally, so mobility is strong, but I'd say it's more likely that you will move to a role that's similar to yours or has the same core skills. But if you express your interest for another team or you want to get experience somewhere else, all you have to do is say, and your manager will make it work for you. Yes, great question. This is why I love GSK. So last year, my team, is specifically the HR response team, like, Brent, we love work, but we reckon you can make it fun. And so I charged myself with being the fun manager of HR Australia New Zealand, a genuine title. I had a thing on my desk. And so Monday was Mindfulness Monday. We had Trivia Tuesday. We had Walkie Wednesday. Thankful Thursday, where we went and got toast and thanked someone that day, and Fun Friday, where we would play a random activity. And so I'd blow up a balloon and we'd play balloon volleyball, or we'd make card castles, that kind of thing. But that's just within my team. But then within the other teams, so many other things happen. We have cooking competitions, trivia nights. Internally, we also go down to the pub, and there's a local one in Richmond where we go and do trivia. And there's also, in Melbourne at least, a Living Great fund, or a Feel Good fund, which is a portion of money that GSK puts aside for fun activities. And as long as an activity is cross-functional, then you can pretty much apply it and get funded. So a lot of us went to the Australian Open. People go out for dinner, they do painting classes, that kind of thing. And every site's different as to the kind of activities they do. But there was a mixed netball team for quite a few years. There's not one this year just because of COVID. The table tennis table gets an absolute workout. But yeah, heaps of stuff like that. Bridget and Lauren, what are some of the fun things that happen in New Zealand and Sydney respectively? Because I've sort of covered Melbourne.
I can go. So the Sydney office is not, so in Melbourne, the office is in Abbotsford, which is a very cool suburb and very close to Richmond. So a lot of fun. The Sydney office is in Ermington, which is a little bit further away from the city. So we don't always go out as straight after work, but we go out for lunches. There is a pub around the corner that we would do Friday lunches at every now and then. And then because we're in consumer healthcare and we work with a lot of agencies who are in the city, we'll often go there for like a morning work session, and then we'll all go out to sounds like we just drink a lot, but we'll go out to a pub as a team, and that will either be with like our immediate team or the whole marketing team. For Christmas last year, we did like a big kind of tour of like a scavenger hunt through Sydney, which I was useless at because I'm not from there. And then we went to Pier 1 and we had like a really great lunch. We did Secret Santa. So like there's a lot of activities that the business puts on, and we've got like a social crew that puts on a lot. We had an ice cream truck come to work. It's a lot of fun. The social crew puts a lot on for us, like a Melbourne Cup in Sydney in the office because we don't have a public holiday, but we all dress up and put on our fascinators. So all of that kind of stuff we've got going. So it's a lot of fun. The company's really puts a lot of effort into the culture.
So much fun. And you can, as we said, if you want something to happen, you can make it happen. Last year, I largely ran the Dress for Your Day approach in Abbotsford, where you can sort of, it used to be casual Fridays, but I decided to wear a Hawaiian shirt every single Friday just for a bit of fun. People saw that it put a smile on my face, and now people can wear pretty much whatever they want any day as well. So fun things happen. Lauren, what are some of the activities that you guys like to do in New Zealand?
Yeah, we have a social club. Sounds a bit similar over there. And we generally try and do one big thing every month. That was a little bit halted because of COVID, but the first one that we went to was lawn bowls, which is actually really, really fun.
So much fun, yeah.
Yeah. We are in the city. I wonder if I can just flip my camera around. Oh, this is a view from
cool.
the room I'm in at the moment. So we are right in the city. And yes, so we're always, a new mall just opened up 3 weeks ago underneath our office called Commercial Bay if you're in Auckland. So everyone's always there at lunchtime, go for drinks after work. Yeah, a lot of everything that's already been said. Yeah, a lot of social events. Good. We're actually, our IBL team in New Zealand are organising a quiz night fundraiser coming up in August, which is going to be really fun, fundraising for one of for Youthline, which we support in New Zealand. If you're in New Zealand, you probably know about it. And yeah, just a lot of awesome fun things like that.
Amazing. Really good point on the fundraising. Again, check out the Great Australia and Great New Zealand websites, but we're also a major charity partner of Save the Children. And we do a lot of really cool work with them and raise heaps and heaps of money every year to help children all over the world have better lives. So I would do a bit of research on that as well. It's a good example for your interviews as well.